Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Guide presenting PANZER DRAGOON ZWEI, and this is on the Sega Saturn. This is the Sega Saturn Dash, and we're going to start the application. And now we're loading. This is very exciting. This is a game that is produced by or under license from Sega Enterprises, and Sega presents some FMV. So let's sit back and watch this, and listen potentially to this. There's a dude with bad eyes, and he has visions of a green thing. There's a space cock and a dragonling who grows up to be a bigger dragon and fires lasers out of his gob. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. This is a dude who's got visions of being in the 80s with these blinds on his windows. We have a dude who's running on a dragon, and he's running across a very poorly bump mapped environment. Oh, they just lasered his nose. Actually, it was his village. Oh man, that's sad news. So this is PANZER DRAGOON ZWEI. This is an on-rails shooter where you play as looks like a little fella, and the little fella sits atop the dragoon, or a dragon in English, and some Japanese. I don't know what this says. Probably says something about taxation and midichlorians. I don't know. It might be talking about dragons. Don't know. Let's hope that it kind of clears off the screen soon and shows us some visuals, and some FMV, because we all like FMV. Here we go. Oh, he's talking in Japanese too. We've got like a greeny glowy thing. It's like a little Weasley little bastard. Yeah, you don't like crossbows in your ass, do you? God damn it. Isn't FMV from 1995 horrific? Look at these characters. They are goddamn awful. The texturing on this environment is hideous. And that's all I've got to say about that, really. I'm sure this took ages to make. I'm sure it took the effort of thousands of people to produce this, and hundreds of hours of rendering time. All I've got to say to you is, was it worth it? Well, back in the day, Sega thought so. Look at the tiling texture. Beautiful stuff. It's weird, isn't it, that games look so much better than this these days. I mean, this is only 25 years old. 25 years old. Jesus. Oh, he's hiding a like a lizard dog in his house. Look at his stupid face and slap his lips. Mind you, his face isn't much better, is it? His little stumpy little wings look. I'm sure this is all very, very touching in English. The graphics are amazing, and the sound is amazing. We'll give it that. We've got a dude here. He's got very spiky, wiry hair. Oh, it's not his hair, it's his chair. Hair or chair. It's like Santa Claus. He's got his headphones on, he's got his dragon, he's got his bump on the floor. Shit! Space lasers. In this day and age, who would have thunk it? What the funk? It's a space cock. That's right. Barry Dragon, you take him out with your fiery laser breath. An on-rails 3D shooter in which you pilot a dragon which shoots lasers out of its gob, and the dragon changes shape over the course of the game based on how you do and which route you go through the game. You can evolve your dragon so it looks a bit different. Don't know if it has any effect on the power of your dragon breath, but it certainly does change the appearance to a sleeker, more pointy dragon than the rounded, frog-faced freak that you start with. Starting Destiny. They could have aligned that text a bit better. Here we go. The graphics for the game are actually better than the FMV. Well, they're more attractive. Looks like I've got the scores turned on in the options somewhere, because you don't normally get the scores turned on. And I've paused it by accident. Okay. This is what you do. So you've got your shoulder buttons, you've got your left and right, and they flick your viewpoint left and right. You've got your reticule, and you hold the button down to lock onto things to shoot. And you let go to fire at them, and you can hammer the fire button like this to shoot smaller lasers very fast. And you've also got a bar which charges up the more that you kill. You add to the charge bar, and then when the charge bar is full you can use like a berserk laser attack, which is sweet. As you can hear, the music is genuinely epic, with plenty of lovely bass. The graphics are pretty nice. There's a bit of pop-in, there's a bit of warping the old textures in some areas, but you know, it's pretty nice. It's a Sega Saturn, what do you expect? Crying out loud. The scale feels mightily impressive. Got massive things flying around. You have got a village. Like you've been a bit upset because they've lasered your village. Yeah, you come in and you blow up all the little huts. You get points for blowing up the huts, which is weird. It's almost like the game designers didn't give a shit about the narrative, and vice versa. Or maybe you're just going in to finish the village off to do it, you know, like put it out of its misery by blowing the rest of it up. This dude is locked into this pose until you get nearer to him. There you go. Cue animation. Animation A played. So that was a bit clunky, but you do get to shoot that mother a bit later on. And there's the space cock. Shoot the space cock. Ooh. Dragon keeps making the same noise. You get to fight that later, obviously, although he doesn't look quite like that. Yeah, the first level is a bit of a non-level really. Bit of a simple introduction. Get some little cutscenes here. These are all nice. Got some nice music. This game is very, very cheap. Especially on import. I don't know what the PAL version is like. The PAL version is probably very expensive, just because some PAL versions of some games genuinely are. But the import version should just set you back less than 20 quid, 20 English pounds. I got this for about £8.50, what, 10 years ago. Still less than 20 quid. It's quite good fun, good little shooter. It's got some, like I say, very impressive audio. Graphically, it's alright for a Saturn. You've got some nice lighting effects, you've got some garage shading, got some multi-segmented bosses. Some of the bosses do look proper cool. The frame rate's better than the original Panzer Dragoon. It's very smooth. I don't think I've ever seen it slow down. There is a little bit of pop-up every now and again. Some of the textures do warp, like I said. But all in all, it's a pretty slick visual audio package. And the gameplay is not bad either if you like kind of on-rails shooters, sort of Space Harrier, Afterburner 2, the original Panzer Dragoon, or something like Star Fox. It's very, very cool. There's no real visual comparison with games on other platforms of the era. It's got a quite unique atmosphere to it. Gameplay-wise, there's loads of games that play like this. On the PlayStation, there was that Omega Boost game, which basically is exactly the same but with robots. So the visuals aren't quite as say atmospheric or as inventive, but the gameplay is almost exactly the same. There's a nice little bit of cued audio here. They sort of time the audio to the events in the game, which is nice. Lovely stuff. Yeah, so this is one of my favourite 3D shooters of this generation of consoles. I've got to say, it would have to be this and Star Fox 64 and the N64 are the pinnacle of this type of game. Star Fox plays a bit differently to this. It doesn't have the full 360 movement all the time. But this and the original Panzer Dragoon are great on the Saturn, and so Star Fox is awesome on the N64. Mega Boost I found a little dull, just visually, although it's a decent enough game. It just doesn't feel as epic as this somehow. Not entirely sure why. Maybe because this doesn't feature robots and it feels a bit more grounded. I don't know. This has got like sort of a slightly sort of high fantasy feel to it. What with it being a dragon? Maybe it's something to do with that. Maybe it's a bit more relatable. I don't know. But hey, I'm just shooting geometric shapes here with a laser which isn't as transparent as the one in the first game. And there's like hot air balloons made out of rock, which, you know, confuses the hell out of me. I'm a bit out of practice here because I can ace this game. I can get 100% on these levels with a little bit of practice. I'm not doing so well here though. I guess you could get res for the Dreamcast or the PS2 as well. That's very, very similar and a bit more abstract. Actually, res looks proper awesome, doesn't it? And has a great soundtrack too. So yeah, you could get res or Child of Eden even on the 360. Similar gameplay experiences. But yeah, the world could do more games like this at the moment. There's also Panzer Dragoon Auto on the Xbox. How could I forget that? That was a super epic and rather lovely looking Panzer Dragoon shoot 'em up. Especially stage 4 where you shot all the aircraft carrier stuff. That had a little bit of pop up on it too, mind. Just a little bit, mind. But yeah, you can play that on the Xbox One if you have the original disc. And it looks sweet. Might do a review of that. But yeah, for 15 quid on the Sega Saturn, you can't go wrong with this. This is top quality. And that's all I've got to say about it. So, bar the boring front cover on the box, the Japanese version anyway, it's an all-round recommended, and a bit of a steal at the price. Okie dokie. See you next time. Ta-ra!